Everyone, this is MSP Knowledge Encyclopedia, and now we are going to start chapter 4 of Geography Class 8 Agriculture. Now it is a story, so you don't need to study it. Now, this transformation from a plant to a finished product involves three types of economic activities. These are primary, secondary, and tertiary activities. They are first primary activities. So, in primary activity, we grow the plants, we grow the crops, etc. And in secondary activity, we make industries to modify the grain. For example, to convert the sugarcane into a sugar. Now, the tertiary activities are the activities which plays with our economic sector. Now, what is our economic sector? Every country has their own economy. So, they sell it. They sell it to other countries, other part of their countries, etc. to increase the economy and the GDP rate in our country. So this is simply mean to buy and sell it. It is known as tertiary activities. Now, primary activities include all those connected with extraction and production of natural resources. So it is mainly growing crop, extracting minerals, etc. Now, let's see this map. It is also very important because it shows that where the crops are grown in the country. Now let's understand this: agriculture, sericulture, pisciculture, viticulture, horticulture. So there are mainly five types of cultures. Here it is written. And now, what do you mean by agriculture? You know that agriculture is simply mean to grow the crop, the and rearing of livestock. So it is also called farming also. So growing crops and rearing livestock, like making uh, animals to live there, etc. Now, sericulture. Sericulture is also known as the silkworms rearing. Now, silkworm rearing is to produce silk from the silkworm. It is known as sericulture. It is in very big series. So it is also known as commercial rearing of silkworm. Now, pisciculture is simply mean breeding of fish in especially constructed tank and ponds. Now, viticulture, you know that viti is simply means grapes. So cultivation of grapes. Now, horticulture is simply growing of vegetable, flower, and fruit for commercial use. Now, farm system. So a farm system consists of three things: the input, process, and output. Also, as you have heard before, it is also important that input must be from machinery, seed, chemicals. So here is input: machinery, seed, chemicals, and the process is the human being use these types of inputs and produce a output which is in the crop. So this is a simply meaning of the farm system. Now, the types of farming. There are mainly two types of farming: subsistence farming and commercial farming. Subsistence farming just simply means that the farmers of a small plot of area and they want to grow some small amount of food for their daily use is known as subsistence farming. So it is also divided into two parts: intensive subsistence and primitive subsistence farming. Now, intensive subsistence farming agriculture means the farmer cultivates a small plot of land using simple tools and more labor. So the farmer do the farming in a small scale. Now, other crops include wheat, maize, pulses, and oilseeds. So intensive subsistence for agriculture is prevalent in the thickly populated areas of the monsoon region of South, Southeast, and East Asia. Now, what is primitive subsistence agriculture? Now, it includes shifting cultivation and nomadic herding. So they both done uh, in a temporary home. So they keep moving and moving from one place to another. Now, what is shifting cultivation? So you know that it is also said zoom cultivation, zooming, as you can say. Now in this system they uh, come on a one land in the forest, and it is mainly done by the tribals also. So they produce their crops like maize, yam, potatoes, and cassava, and then after harvesting they burn the chaff in the field, so it increases the soil fertility after 1 year. So they go far away from that field, and then after 1 year or 2 year gap they come back and then use these land for their agriculture. Now nomadic herding is simply, here are the nomadic herders with their camels. So nomadic herding is simply the practice in the semi-arid and arid region of Sahara, Central Asia, and some part of India like Rajasthan and Jammu Kashmir. In this types of farming, herdsmen move from one place to place with their animal for fodder and water. So they use their animals for their livelihood also, because from cow they produce milk and then they sell it, and then they get money. So what they do is they move with their they move with their animals and family from one place to another in search of fodder. Fodder means just food of animals. Now commercial farming, it is simply that commercial farming is done in a large scale. It is for commercial use. So here is a sugarcane plantation. So what do you mean by plantation? Plantation is simply means that growing of many crops in a big scale and a big crop. So they are known as these types of crops are known as plants because they are very big in size. So it is also known as plantation. Now what is mixed farming? Mixed farming is the producing of many types of crops in a particular area. It is done in Southeast Australia, New Zealand, and South Africa, USA, and Argentina, Europe. Now plantation are type of commercial farming where single crop of tea, coffee, sugarcane, cashew, rubber, banana, or cotton are grown. So one big crop will give only one types of useful things. So you can see that sugarcane, it is singular, but if you grow grapes, so it will come in a bunches. So it is not a plantation. Now it will go to the horticulture and viticulture culture also. Now they are the example of plantation. Now what are the major crops? So rice is also a major crop. It is done in subtropical region. Now rice need high temperature, high humidity, and rainfall. It is also very important. Now wheat is grown extensively in USA, Canada, Argentina, Russia, Ukraine, Australia, and India. So you have to note that wheat can't grow in the place where heavy rainfalls occur. So it is not good for the plants also. Now millets is also known as bajra. It is grown in China, Nigeria, and Niger. So it want a very low rainfall and moderate temperature and adequate rainfall. Now maize cultivation, it is also done. in America, Brazil, China, Russia, Canada, India, and Mexico, and North America also. Now, cotton it is grown in China, USA, India, Pakistan, Brazil, and Egypt are the leading producer of cotton. So they produce cotton. Now it takes high temperature, light rainfall, 210 frost-free days, and bright sunshine for its growth. Now, coffee. So it is also important thing which we use in daily life also. So it is the leading producers of coffee are Brazil is the leading producer. So only Brazil, and after that Colombia and India. India is also a leading producer of coffee. Now tea is grown in Kenya, India, China, Sri Lanka, and now this requires cool climate and distributed high rainfall throughout the year for the growth of its tender leaves. So it is mainly done in the region of Arunachal Pradesh, etc. Now it is done in the eastern part of India. Now which occurs there occurs heavy rainfall and has many cool environment there. Now a farmer plowing a field. So a farm in India. So what is the uh, mainly reasons that why India didn't came on top in the field of agriculture? So it is the main reason that India didn't promote agriculture. So there are 60% of this book is written in near 2004. So in current time there are 40 to 60% of farmers in India. So they produce their crops and then eat, and the surplus food were thrown into markets. Now what is the defect in it? So here is a big amount of defect, because the farmer only produced in a small amount of land, and the lands were distributed a very small amount of interval. So one farmer's family only produce only small amount of crops. But it is not like in USA. In USA, farmers have a big field, a huge field, and then they are mixed with other friends and make a partnership. So it makes them very rich, and they uses helicopters, plane for spraying pesticides also. Now here we come to the end of this chapter. Now what is agriculture? Agriculture, you can write it from there. Now here is a best meaning of it. Now name the factor influencing agriculture. So what are the factors? So the factors which are influencing agriculture are the terrain, climate, topography, etc. So you can write it. Now what is shifting cultivation? What are the disadvantages? Now shifting cultivation is a cultivation in which the farmers move from one area to another area and then produce their crops, and after the harvest they burn the crop in their field and go for another field. So the disadvantage is that the chaff produce many types of harmful gases which affect our livelihood. So what is plantation agriculture? So you can see here. Now here is a better meaning of plantation. Now name the fiber crops and name the climate condition required for their growth. So it is connected with this fourth question, so you can write it there. From there, just you have to do is write wheat, and then write moderate temperature and rainfall during growing season and bright sunshine. So you have to write from here to there. Now it is important for you. Now here we come to the tick the correct answer. Horticulture means growing of fruit and vegetables. Golden fibers refer to jute. Leading producer of coffee is India. India is a leading producer of coffee. Now in India, agriculture is a primary activity. So agriculture is a primary activity. Now you have to give reason. So you have to find it. If you are not able to find it, just go in our link below, so you can find the answer. So it is in the Hindi versions video. Now here is the two question. So it takes a very good explanation, because in English it is not possible that you will understand these types of very huge sentences in a easier way. So I prescribe you to watch Hindi version video of this chapter, which is available in the description box, and watch the answers of these questions. So I have given the link below, so don't forget to check it out. Thank you and have a nice day.